N-56 is an independent business organisation that aims for Scotland to become one of the top 5 wealthiest countries in the world through the introduction of a new economic strategy. Scotland has the 14th highest level of economic output per head out of the world's advanced economies, whereas the UK currently sits in 18th place. Scotland also has a higher economic output per head than France, Japan and New Zealand. It is possible to do even better by introducing policies that incentivise long-term investment and the creation of high-quality jobs. The Scottish economy has competitive advantage in niches of many of the global growth sectors. Oil and gas will continue to be important, increasingly as an export-based sector, and other opportunities include offshore renewable energy, high-quality food and drink, life sciences, insurance and fund management, education, tourism and the creative industries. As an advanced knowledge-based economy, Scotland possesses a highly skilled workforce. It is estimated that 71% of young people in Scotland participate in higher education, compared to 63% for the UK as a whole, and 62% as the average for advanced global economies. 5 Scottish universities rank amongst the top 200 in the world, meaning that Scotland has more top universities per capita than any other country. The universities should be regarded as a growth sector in their own right, as well as a source of human and intellectual capital for other sectors. This helps explain why Scotland attracts so much international investment. The UK is the leading country for foreign direct investment in the EU, and Scotland is always ranked in the top 3 regions within the UK. While it makes sense to continue targeting international investment, economic growth in Scotland can be increased by building on existing strengths and supporting indigenous companies in key sectors. Scotland has strengths in several global growth sectors, where even a small market share would mean huge numbers of high quality jobs in Scotland. Scotland has just 1% of the EU's population, but 25% of the EU's wind and tidal power resources and 10% of wave power resources. Scottish universities and companies are pioneering in harnessing these resources, and Scotland could be where the next generation of renewable technologies are developed and manufactured. Denmark has achieved this with wind turbines. Scotland has a worldwide reputation for producing premium food and drink products. In 2012, exports of these products amounted to £5.3 billion. Whisky and more recently smoked salmon have been big successes, and other products can follow. Scotland is home to one of the largest life science clusters in Europe, with particular strengths in areas such as regenerative medicine and animal health. Scottish scientists have made significant breakthroughs in which companies of global scale can be built here in Scotland. The Scottish economy is less reliant on financial services employment than the UK as a whole, but has real strengths in niche areas such as fund management and insurance. Scotland is the 4th largest asset management centre in the EU, and as Asian countries continue to develop, there will be increased demand for such services. The oil and gas sector makes a significant contribution to the Scottish economy, responsible for 13% of economic output and more than 10% of private sector jobs. The oil and gas sector has not received the policy attention that might have been expected given its contribution. A strategic focus on the sector, following the Norwegian model, building R&D capacity and export-led growth, could both increase recovery rates from the North Sea and build on a globally competitive oil services export sector. It is forecast that, over the next 25 years, oil taxation revenues could be as high as £365 billion, providing a significant boost to Scottish public finances. With these substantial revenues, it is not too late to establish an oil fund. These are just examples of Scotland's existing competitive advantages. Others will emerge. For example, if we look at Scotland's ageing population, not as a problem but as an economic opportunity, then we can develop products and services that will have huge export potential, since all advanced economies have ageing populations. This is the approach that's been taken in Northern Netherlands, which has similar demographics to Scotland. Another area could be transport. Scotland already has the headquarters of Europe's largest 2 transport groups, and Scotland's geographic position means there's potential to be a hub for both air services and sea freight. There is no doubt that Scotland's economic potential is huge. In fact, it's difficult to think of another country with greater potential than Scotland, given its human and natural resources and strengths in global growth sectors. By properly using Scotland's resources, supporting business and ensuring competitiveness, the growth of the Scottish economy can be accelerated, delivering significant benefits for everyone who lives in Scotland.